I've spent the last 25 years growing and managing global technology businesses. I've raised over $100 million in growth capital, and I'm really attracted to innovation-led opportunities. Equity crowdfunding is where an innovation-led growth company is looking to raise money so that they can realise their growth potential. And instead of going to venture capital for that growth capital, they can actually fund their business through access to everyday investors called the crowd. Now, these everyday investors and these growth companies come together in a platform-based experience which is called equity crowdfunding, and that takes place on a purpose-built technology platform. Equity crowdfunding today is valued at less than $2 billion a year, which in turn is less than 1% of all venture capital investment. If you consider that there are 100 million or more people in the world with $5,000 or more to invest, this really should be a $500 billion a year market. And so the outcome of all this is that equity crowdfunding today is almost exclusively local, and it needs to become global. Global is what creates the scale that will allow equity crowdfunding to compete with venture capital. The vision for Dacxi Chain is to unlock the staggering potential of equity crowdfunding by transitioning it from being local to being global. So we're talking about a future where every crowdfunding platform is a global catalogue of high growth companies to invest in, not a local catalogue. Our mission is to create a decentralized network of licensed equity crowdfunding platforms all around the world. So simply put, it means more deals, more investors, more capital flowing to the companies that need the capital to grow, and we're funding more innovation. We're not taking capital away from venture capitalists. We're actually adding to the volume or the amount of capital that is available to be invested. So we're growing the pie rather than looking for a bigger slice. It's important to understand that Dacxi Chain is not itself an equity crowdfunding platform. We're simply providing the pipes that allow existing equity crowdfunding platforms to connect with each other. Any licensed equity crowdfunding platform anywhere in the world can join the Dacxi Chain network. They can share their deals with the network and provide investors on every other platform with access to their deals. And they can also accept deals from other platforms, providing all of their own crowd with access to new deals. So this means that we end up with global catalogues of investment opportunities across multiple platforms all around the world. Since inception back in 2017, there's been a whole range of really important milestones for Dacxi Chain. The first is that we're undertaking enormous programs of R&D, prototyping different aspects of everything that sits inside the transaction layer, where a lot of the process complexity lies. More recently, our major milestones include the official release of Dacxi Chain, the platform. We've been able to secure our first partners around the world, and we've also announced our first deal, which goes live really soon. Importantly, we have first mover advantage. We've already built the platform. We're already starting to sign partners, and we're activating our first deal. Secondly, for anyone to catch us up is going to take years and millions of dollars. So much R&D, planning, prototyping has gone into getting the business to the point where it is today. And thirdly, we have a really clear vision for where Dacxi Chain needs to evolve to. The future around tokenization, our own purpose-built blockchain, secondary markets. And part of Dacxi Chain's appeal for our partners is that we're not asking them to put any money on the table. There's no upfront payments, they don't pay for access, there's no support fees. We simply take a very small percentage of the investment that flows through the network. This opportunity resonates strongly for me because really what we're talking about here is accelerating equity crowdfunding's endgame, where it becomes the primary source of capital in the world for growth companies. We encourage everybody to take a closer look and to get involved. And in addition to that, come and join our community. We share news, insights, and market information. The Dacxi Chain vision is to redraw the lines of the innovation economy, to provide millions of everyday investors with access to thousands of early stage investment opportunities. It's important to note that Dacxi Chain is not about market share. It's about reimagining the amount of capital that's available to fund innovation today. Dacxi Chain is the first. Dacxi Chain is the very definition of pioneering.